Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kerr here with another Exos Heroes video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Unleashed Potential again, how to get the currency, the way to get the most value out of that currency in regards to your upgrade. And the first thing, I think the best place to start is going to be the Exos Pass here. So level 9, you get 5 if you're free to play, and you get another 5 if you are pay to play, and then at level 21 here, you could get 5 and 5 again. 10 if you're free to play, 20 if you're not, and then the next place is going to be this core raid pass. Here you could get 3 if you're free to play, and then 3 if you're pay to play on this stage, and then later on as well. 6 and 6 for that guy. Definitely more value out of the Exos Pass, because not only are you getting the general, just so much more stuff out of that for the same 3,000 gems, but it is a lot harder to actually finish. It's way more tedious. Another place that has them is going to be the monthly season mission. You can scroll down here, and then I believe it's 3 and 3. And so you can get 3 of them by completing the equipment enhance, and then another 3 by the equipment awaken. So definitely take advantage of that. That's very easy to do. What's another place? Okay, let's go to these shops here. I don't know how to pronounce this dude's names. His store, and you could buy them up to 6 times, I believe. So you can get 6 of them here. They're pretty expensive. I want to say 1,000. I'm not sure. I wish I could see it. Like, it doesn't tell me anymore after you buy it, but it's a decent amount. I think totally worth it. The amount of stats you get out of Ultimate Orbs is just crazy. So I just bought them out. I'll actually buy this right now, but the embodiment of avarice. And I think another 6 is here, and I'm just going to snap by that too, because I really like this currency. Okay, so the next is going to be the WUG Run Fest currency. It takes 2,500. That's a lot. And then another 2,500 out of the Coliseum currency. Just save up and buy these guys. You only need to buy 2 a month. If you're really diligent with those game modes, that's another 4 you can get each month. Another place you can get them is if you're whaling out. You can go here, stage 5 of this mileage currency here, that can also do it, that's 10. Then another place that I've seen them is on the new Eternal Bond at the end. You can go here, and then at the end of the Eternal Bond on day 29, so right before you get the Fated, is going to be 6 of them. And then of course you can get them from shops in here. I'm not really going to do an offer review kind of thing on this video, but they do exist there. Okay, so now let's look at the skill trees for Unleashed Potential, and let's go over what the most efficient way to increase stats are. First thing I want to show is I do have one character fully done, but I don't want to show this fully done on one side, not like actually fully done. That'd be absolutely insane. I think I tunneled too hard. I would say this is a mistake to just fully go all in. These can go a lot further if you spread them out. Yeah, it costs 300 zest to even open this. Then we have, if you're a fated character, you just see that screen. It's actually kind of nice. But if you're a legendary character, you have to do a ton of farming to get the character even ready to do this. Let's look at Iris, maybe Tauntalo. Let's look at Tauntalo, because Tauntalo is legendary. 6,000 solar seals per one of these upgrades. Then it's going to take a ton of these things to actually, these guys right here, Emerald Circles. This one's through Exploration. This one's specifically the Greenland one. So it's going to take a ton of those too, because you got 10 here. You got to work all the way up to right here. Yeah, you need 15 of these. So you need 10, 15, 27 of these upgrades here, and then that's just 1 plus 6,000 solar seals. Then you're now on the level of a fated character. Then we can start with this. So this row here, you get combat power, but then you get massive stat boosts. So you get 2,375 health. That's a little under 5,000 when you do it twice. Just to put it into perspective, everyone was going like, wow, like this is a massive boost in health when you awaken a character. Like if I took this character here and awakened her for fire, I get 5,000. That's way harder than 2 pieces of this Unleashed Potential. So that's how people are getting these crazy HP pools. Like I'm at 30k, and I'm not even close to like your max potential is. It's so much higher than this. Just having a couple points into Unleashed Potential, you're getting a crazy amount of health that's really going to go a long way in making it to where it's actually possible in a realistic sense to do like trials and stuff like that. And then that's how so many people are finishing Dragon, like finishing Phase Forward, like capping them out. It's all because of this. Chapter 14, this is really important. And then next we have on here, so attack is 750 off 2 of these guys. And then for the characters, this is going to be kind of more niche in my opinion, but you could get up to 675 defense. I think this would be great on characters that have a defense requirement. Like for example, Shufraken would be one that would be really good with that, where you want him to have the most defense, so his passive actually applies. And then the other ones, the attack ones, are going to be more focused on characters like Bathory, Dorka, Rara, more so Dorka and Bathory, because their attack actually is like a requirement for their passives, and they need to have the highest. On the health side, you got characters like Garf And then on the health and defense side, you got characters like Ridley, like FC Ridley, I should say, specifically because he has the move where his A2, he's going to be giving 82% of his own maximum health and defense to allies by 69% kappa of own defense. I ended up going, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't have 6 yet. 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 characters with unleashed potential. And all I did with these characters is I ended up just like the health on, and then on some of them, like for example on Bathory here, I ended up putting health and attack on, 750 attack, 4,750 HP. And the reason why I'm willing to do that versus just doing the thing I did with Shell again is because look at how many unleashed potential pieces it takes before we can ever get something like that again. So we'd have to do 4 combat powers. That's like, this is useless, especially when you're getting to this point. You're just going to be able to auto everything anyways. That's the only benefit you're really getting, is just being able to auto easy content easier without having to gear up other characters. And then we're going to have to do another 4 on block, which is good, but not like there's definitely levels to these stats here. And then some characters, it's not block, it's like critical hit chance, which is nice. Then we're getting back to, then we have speed here, which is absolutely worth it, because in this game, speed, usually games, it's like speed is a choice between picking out who you want to go first. Should you double down on a fast character being the fastest? Should you make a slow character as fast as possible? Stuff like that. Like there's actually like some strategy there. Whereas speed in this game seems to be a way of, if you're mirror matching another character, like if I have Rara and you have Rara, I'm going to try to stack as much speed as possible so my Rara beats your Rara, because she's already to beat everyone else, and then it's guaranteed order. There's no turn meter. There's turn resets are becoming a thing more and more. That seems to be adding a little bit more depth to how turn order works, but it's a pretty linear progression on who goes first and then who goes next after that in this game. So if you really want to beat out other mirror matches, then speed is going to be absolutely very important for you. But it takes an additional 8 of these pieces, whereas you could go 4 total on these characters, so 2 and 2, and now you just got 750 attack and 5,000 HP. And then I would at least probably want to cover my whole arena team with that, like just the 5, and then start to work on finding the good passives on here when it comes to these main abilities, and start going for these unleashed potential effects here are also very powerful. And then you also get another wave of the attack. So for example, here you get the another 750 attack here, you get the speed, on all these. So eventually, because you could even argue that it's better to just, instead of doubling down and going all the way, you could just go like speed, something like that, just to make sure you get all the speed, because I think I'd rather have the speed and make sure I go first than close out one of these guys. There's some of them that are actually super impactful that I think is totally worth it. So it's definitely based on the characters you have, what's more impactful, like their ability based on the synergy of them. And that's where it gets kind of, I would say that's where it gets very subjective, because like as I'm talking about this, I'm thinking of scenarios where it's like, okay, well in that situation, I would totally just go all the way with the unleashed potential. And then, okay, in this situation, let's just get the raw stats, because all what we're really doing is just min-maxing the order of when we're going to do this versus whether or not to do this, because it's so obvious. I mean, this is the currency to farm for. This is the currency to really focus on and make sure you really don't miss out. This also leads me, especially when it comes to rares and legendary characters, I'm going to have a video here soon talking about solar seals and making sure you're really maximizing those guys, because they're just way too, they're going to take so many solar seals, especially if you want to level up any rare character or any kind of like legendary character all the way up. Maybe people have been doing that this whole time, so they're ready for this, but I think for the majority of people probably haven't been caring too much about it, especially with how lackluster unleashed potential was. All right guys, well, to summarize, what I think is most important when it comes to this is just trying to hit those big stat boosts with only a few of these pieces of currency as possible. Yeah, you do get a decent amount, but this is like the monthly amount of these guys. So you really want to be careful with how you use these and don't just blow them all on one tree, in my opinion. Like, don't do what I did with Shell. I think it's, I mean, if you did like Tauntalo, I think there is certain characters that can justify it, but, and it's not the end of the world. I just think for most people, trying to spread it out to your best characters might be the best way to take advantage of this new mechanic. All right guys, well that's going to do it for this video. If you guys have any of your own opinions when it comes to this, let me know down in the comments below. I definitely like to hear other perspectives, especially with something like this, because the community definitely gets a whole bunch better when we get a whole bunch of other people's opinions on what to do when it comes to these types of currencies. So, and with that, you guys have a good one. Peace.